Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Best Football Show. I am Brian Baldinger at Baldy NFL, Baldy's Breakdowns, here on the third floor of NFL Films. You can download this wherever you find your podcast these days. It's a free Odyssey app. You can like it, subscribe to it, watch it every day. I'm here in my third floor film room at NFL Films in beautiful Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Just got done watching and studying last night's game at the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium between the Cowboys and the Giants. You can follow all of my stuff throughout the social media platforms at Baldy NFL on Twitter, X, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, you name it, it's out there. So I put some breakdowns out there. But, the big thing was Dallas last Sunday against Baltimore gave up 260 yards rushing and had no answer to a good running team. And they saw the Giants last night, and the Giants ran 24 times. They gained 26 yards. Now, you could say, okay, it's not the Ravens, it's not Derrick Henry, it's not Lamar. It's true. It's true. But, if you look at Devin Singletary, you look at his career, his history, he averages 4.4 yards a carry. He gained 1.6 a carry last night. They played great run defense. They attacked the line of scrimmage. There's an old saying. On defense. It says, if you back up, you give it up. If you step up, you clean it up. And last night, the Cowboys cleaned it up. Mazi Smith, Joseph, Odigizua, Micah, and all the linebackers. Whether it was Kendricks or Overshown or Leaf out, Donovan Wilson. They played good gap defense, and they shut down the run game. Now, a couple other things in this game. CD was the difference in the game. The 55-yard touchdown from Dak to CD opened the game up from 7-6 to 14-6, and the Giants just couldn't close the gap. And on the play, CD was being covered by the Giants' best corner, Deontay Banks. He's a good player, but, CD said he got bigger and stronger this year. He gained 10 pounds. And you watch him get off press coverage from Deontay Banks on the play. Not only does he get off it, but he runs right by him. And then once he catches it, he ran away from both Deontay Banks and the rookie safety, Tyler Nubin. 55 yards. It was the biggest play of the game. So that was that. The Giants fought hard. They fought real hard. They made some plays. He couldn't make enough plays. They had chances. And that's really where it comes down. Because if you look at statistically, Daniel Jones, outside of the last play through the interception, he played well. He completed a number of passes and, close to 300 yards. He played well. But he missed his deep shots. Dak hit his to CD. He missed 3. He missed one where the Cowboys were offsides, and he's got Slayton down the field, and he underthrows him. He missed Malik Neighbors on a go route. He missed 3 go routes where if you hit one of them, they probably win the game. And then when he does complete some passes down the field, they're just, it's not where the ball needs to be. The ball placement isn't where it needs to be to get maximum yards. He completes the pass. It's fine. So I just think the offensive line protected very well. Very well. Daniel Jones had a lot of clean pockets. He made good decisions with the ball. He just missed the go routes. And that's the difference right now. Honestly, the Giants could have easily won that game if they converted some of their big plays. I could talk about some penalties that weren't called that could have made a difference, but it's not worth getting into. They had their chance. The Giants had their chances last night. And I don't think anybody's happy about it in New York because while they played them tough and it was 20-17 or 2015 game, and dang it, Brandon Aubrey didn't crush one from 60 to make another big play for Dallas. That guy is just a weapon, and you get from 65 yards in, they're marching him out there, and he's giving you 3 points. And it was important. He hit 2 of them last night. So anyways, I thought the Giants fought hard. They had no run game. That hurt them. Credit to Cowboys for that. And then I thought that, and if you look at some of the matchups in the game, I thought Cooper Beebe, the rookie center, making his 4th start on his first trip to the Meadowlands, going up against a Pro Bowl nose tackle and Dexter Lawrence. I thought he played very well. No penalties, clean snaps, ran the ball effectively, not great, but effectively. They moved the line of scrimmage, playing next to Gobb and Tyler Smith. I thought they were pretty good. Pretty good. For the most part, they did a good job against the Giants blitzes and Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. Thibodeau got the 1 sack last night, but I thought overall a young group, Tyler Smith in his second year and DB and Guyton, I thought they played pretty well. So the Cowboys get back on track in a short week when they got to travel. Now, let's get to some of the big games this week. Minnesota going to Green Bay. And really, there is no bigger motivator for any player in this business. And it's been like this forever. But there's no bigger motivator than going back against your old team and just showing them that you made the wrong decision. Like the Green Bay cut ties with Aaron Jones. All right, Aaron Jones gave him 7 great years in Green Bay. In fact, the last 5 games last year, he helped get them into the playoffs and make a good run in the playoffs. He had 500-plus yard games in a row, including Week 17 against a good Chicago defense, and then obviously against the Cowboys and against the 49ers. He played great. And last week in Minnesota, he had his first 100-plus yard day, and he caught a touchdown pass, from Sam Darnold. He looks like Aaron Jones, who is a great back. In fact, if you look at that draft from 2017, that included, Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara, and, just go through the list of guys there. You could arguably say that Aaron Jones is the best of all of them. He's got over 60 touchdowns scored since that time. But regardless, he's going back to Green Bay. And I got to believe that he's going to be highly, highly motivated. Green Bay has played extremely well with Malik Willis. It's just a credit to Matt LaFleur, his ability to coach, to adjust, to take to make the trade for Malik Willis, and then, gets a chance to, because of the injury to Jordan Love, they built an offense around his skills. And last week he was awesome. First play of the game, he hits Jaden Reed for 30 yards. A couple plays later, he hits Christian Watson for 30 yards. And then he finishes off the drive with a 5-yard read option touchdown. It's been impressive. But Minnesota is benefiting from a couple things. One, Sam Darnold's playing great football. He's surrounded by a very good offensive line, a great running back, probably the best receiver in football in Justin Jefferson. Plenty of pieces around that, okay, and a coach in Kevin O'Connell that knows how to game plan, knows how to be creative, knows how to use his personnel. It was all on display last week. For example, the touchdown pass to Aaron Jones, that was Justin Jefferson in the backfield. Aaron Jones went out and played the flanker position. And he ran the shallow, an old West Coast shallow cross, play. And dang, if Aaron Donald didn't hit him on, or Sam Darnold hit him on the run for a touchdown. Just extremely creative in what he does. And so Sam's playing great. But really, I think the difference in this game is going to be Brian Flores. There's talk that Jordan Love might go, and it could be just talk. But regardless, whether Jordan Love goes or Malik Willis goes for his 3rd win in a row as a starter, they got to pierce Brian Flores' defense right now. And I got to tell you, it's difficult. C.J. Stroud last week struggled like I've never seen him struggle before. The Texans put up 7 points. They got no deep shots. They took them completely away. They give you so many different looks. Are they blitzing? Are they dropping? You don't know until the ball is snapped on 3rd downs. But regardless, they just give you a lot of multiple fronts. Jonathan Greener got 3 sacks last week against his old team. Andrew Van Ginkel, he's playing great football. He was with Brian in Miami. Brian got a chance to get him out of Miami after a change of coordinator and all that kind of stuff, and he's playing great. But you could look at Blake Cashman or Josh Metellus, or how they have figured out how best to use Stephon Gilmore, who's still an elite corner. They're tough. I think Green Bay will have their hands full in that game. But it's going to be fun to watch and fun to break down. It's an analyst dream to watch this game this weekend. but both teams are very well coached and right in the hunt right now for NFC North supremacy, because the final game of Week 4 is in Detroit. And let's get to Detroit and Seattle, because Seattle comes in undefeated. They go in there to the second Monday night game at Ford Field, an undefeated Seattle team, a Detroit team that lost, a close game to Tampa 2 weeks ago. They rebounded last week down in Arizona. We'll just start with Detroit. I think the best defensive player in this league right now, and I don't think it's close, is Aiden Hutchinson. Yes, he leads the league with 6.5 sacks, but he played 58 out of 60 snaps last week in Arizona. And you just watch the effort, the hustle. Fourth quarter, he gets his sack against Paris Johnson. It's a great spin move. Like he's been setting both tackles up all game. First time he used it, he wins. He gets to Kyler Murray. He knows how to close games out. He is, you combine him with Brian Branch and, just the DJ Reader and Aleem McNeil. Like they have real players defensively. They played great last week. They shut down a pretty good rushing attack of Arizona. The thing that's a little questionable right now is Detroit's offense. Yes, they got the running game going. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, they got it going last week, and that's good. They're going to play without their all-pro center, Frank Ragnow. I believe that your offense line is only as strong as your center. Detroit has one of the 3 best offense lines in football. Can they be that good if Frank isn't in there? And who's going to play that position? And how will they play? Against Slayton and Kenny Clark, the interior defense lineman of Green Bay. Something to watch and consider. But Jared Goff is a little bit off. A lot of passes have been defense. They're not getting the deep ball in right now. The running game did get going. They won the game basically on a hook and lateral. Great Ben Johnson call. They executed it perfectly at the end of the first half for a 20-yard touchdown to Jahmyr Gibbs. Perfectly executed play. But they needed that play to get to 20 points. And that's what they look like. They look like a 20-point offense right now, which is okay if your defense is playing great. But Seattle comes in, and their defense is playing fantastic. Now, they haven't seen an offense like Detroit yet. That's fair. They saw, New England. They saw Bo Nix week 1. They haven't seen great offenses. So Mike McDonald's defense is playing great. Statistically, this will be a different challenge. And then you just got to take your hats off to Geno Smith, because really the difference in the game last week was the big touchdown to DK Metcalf against Miami. Like he double moved. He got behind Javon Holland, and Geno put it on him. And, DK can beat anybody in this league. He can beat any corner. He's a beast. They feed him. They take their shots. They're not great up front on the offensive line. They're not. Both tackles will have their hands full with Aiden Hutchinson. But Geno Smith is resilient. He's tough. He can extend plays. They've played without Kenneth Walker the last 2 weeks. Zach Charbonnet's been okay. So, they've overcome their injuries. I'm pretty excited to see another game from Boye Mafe, who's had some good rushes in every game, starting to get some sack numbers. He looks to be coming on. He was a former second-round pick out of Minnesota a few years back, but he looks like he's coming on. Really, it's you look at just the 2 quarterbacks, Goff and Geno Smith. Both are on different teams than when they started, and Geno has found a home in Seattle. They trust him, they believe in him, and he's delivering. They've got 3 great choices to throw to: Jackson Smith and Jigba, Tyler Lockett, along with DK Metcalf. So that's a handful, I think, for Detroit secondary to try to handle. But it could be just the atmosphere. It could be Aiden Hutchinson, and really in the hands of the coordinators on Monday night. Should be a great way to finish week 4. We're already at week 4. Be a great way to get ourselves through September. I always say September is the new August. We saw the Cowboys' run defense get fixed last night in a week. We saw the Eagles' run defense get fixed last week in New Orleans. Can they sustain that type of play? Sometimes you just got to play yourself into shape and get back to your fundamentals. we should see this league kind of shape up this week as we get out of September and we start looking ahead to October. And, who can start stacking W's, who can figure out their identity, who could play to their identity, and our teams like Seattle, like Cincinnati and Jacksonville, are they dead in the water or can they come out of the crypt? Like all that stuff we're going to talk about next week. So thanks for joining me here today. Enjoy week 4, everybody. We got off to a good start in a good game last night, went down to the wire between the Giants and Cowboys. More good football coming up this week.